History is written by the victor. History is filled with liars. If he lives and we die, his truth becomes written.
You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We count them digits and subtract it. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We caught that nigga, send him packing. Yeah, we send it niggas back. Don't give a fuck about the past. He hit the pavement, now he napping. You need some shit, just tap, tap, tap it. Just know your role and play your part. You're all talk and you're all bar. We see the loser in your heart, so please stop acting like you're smart. We left that loser in a ditch. That's what you get for talking shit. These niggas talking tough for Twitter, but I know you're full of it. Talking about slime, talking about gang. Nigga, you do not have no click. Nigga tryna say I make a mad, but boy, you really make me sick. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my vein. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We count them digits and subtract it. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We caught that nigga, send him packing.
History is written by the victor. History is filled with liars. If he lives and we die, his truth becomes written.
You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my vein. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We count them digits and subtract it. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We caught that nigga, send him packing. Yeah, we send it niggas back. Don't give a fuck about the past. He hit the pavement, now he napping. You need some shit, just tap, tap, tap it. Just know your role and play your part. You're all talk and you're all bar. We see the loser in your heart, so please stop acting like you're smart. We left that loser in a ditch. That's what you get for talking shit. These niggas talking tough for Twitter, but I know you're full of it. Talking about slime, talking about gang. Nigga, you do not have no click. Nigga tryna say I make a mad, but boy, you really make me sick. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my vein. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my vein. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We count them digits and subtract it. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck.
Yeah. Hey. Hey, yo. That nigga back? That nigga returned? He said, I'm about to put out 6 chapters off the strength just like that? We actually have a decent amount to discuss because at this rate, we're gonna be like Kubera levels of behind in terms of officials, because this is insanity. And I just learned that Alpha Scan doesn't exist anymore. there's there's so much that needs to be said. But how y'all doing? Y'all excited? Y'all give a damn? What's going on, man? How y'all feeling about this news that is back in Korea? We got 6 chapters already. So, are you guys moved? Because I made that announcement video and that went north of 1K in like under 24 hours. People were like, yes, yes. I even saw that a bunch of older Tower of God videos, all of a sudden, the algorithm's boosting it. Like, what's going on? I saw the influx in views for some older videos that I did, but yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. Play Honkai over Figure 6
Yay!
sliding this year without playing Bloodborne.
Peace, peace.
All right. Thank you for the subscription, my friend. I'm gonna do my best. Damn, they got the hood scans out here. That's what I'm saying. Like, I liked alpha scans translations because line is terrible. So that's not moving me. And if we don't get an announcement that this shit's coming out in like a week or two, how many chapters behind are we about to be? 10? 12? This is not good for discourse. And it's completely unnecessary with the way that Webtoons has their system set up. You can have somebody translate the chapter just as soon as it's out, even if we get it a little bit after the fact. Then I have to wonder too, because again, I know I literally been saying this for 5 years, so forgive me. I still don't know how Naver works or Line Webtoons. And I always say, I'm gonna look into it.
Yay!
I'm gonna figure it out.
Bonita.
I'm gonna study it the way that I
Peace.
know how Shonen Jump works and anime works and comic books and image, and I still don't fucking know. I have no fucking clue. I have not looked at all. Will that day come? Remains to be seen. Because I wonder if you have a dedicated team for certain things. Like, was there a Tower of God dedicated set of translators, and then since he's been a hiatus, like they have to find new ones or get them back or find a schedule to add that to add like another series to their plate? I don't know. So there's a lot to consider here. Yeah, excited for more Karaka and more and Doan. Are they still together? I don't even remember how like stuff fully ended. I remember the Tree of Arlene and stuff, but yeah, Karaka, please put Doan out of here. But yeah, y'all excited for some Tower of Mid? I'm excited to talk about it and yell at the series again. Like, yeah, it's kind of cathartic when and it's part of it feels like part of my daily routine in life to like come on stream and bitch about Bam. You know, it's become a part of my personality. What? Like I get up and it's like I'm angry at Bam. Why? Because he nonsense. You know, it's part of my. It's part of what I do now. It's my job. From what I've seen, these chapters are so fast paced. SLU really hit the gas. I'm sure someone will pick up Translating Torch. Yeah, I'm hoping that someone does it soon. That's on the level of alpha scans. Like, I wouldn't mind throwing a couple of hood scans on the Patreon, but some of those translations be terrible and they can't spell anyone's name right. Yes, Sriracha. I'm like, bruh, no, we're not doing this. Someone calling Bam Boom, Boom. I said, who is Boom? Who is Boom? These hood scans are moving me. So yeah, I'm so sad about alpha scans because I was ready to just as soon as they started uploading, I was about to go all day on reacting and just throw every one of them bitches on Patreon off rip and then wait until because I still can't post any of that shit on YouTube. You said your chat is working? Why wouldn't it work? Oh yeah, I forgot that safe shield mode is on now. I'm sorry guys. Those bots I can't deal with those bots. I need to keep shield mode on. I'm sorry if you have to authenticate something. But yeah, CBH baby. Damn, time for me to learn Korean. Nah, I don't want to learn Korean. I'm not interested. I'll learn Mandarin or something or Cantonese. You know, for the greatest country. But I'm not learning Japanese or Korean. I still have that Japanese book like right over there, somewhere over there. Look at him with 19 viewers. Thank you, sir. You know what I'm saying? 25th boom. Yeah, alpha scans weren't paying their translators. I didn't even know. I thought this was I thought. Wait a minute. When did scanlators and translators start getting paid? Because this is as long as I've known or been aware, it's just been a passion project. Like some people, I know they're like, yo, I do this to study Japanese or study the language. I learn how to translate. Or like some people are like, yo, I do this because I really care about this series, and if I don't, who will? Dragon. Okay, anyways, I don't even know what that's from, but yeah, like I'm like, Y'all getting paid? So yeah, they getting paid to steal? I did not know that. That's kind of raw. That's gas. Could you imagine having a fan site and you just get paid to translate some stuff that's not on the official? That's cool. I'm trying to break the system like that. See, I spend too much time trying to work within the system. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of losing. I'm trying to win. If I gotta sail the high seas, if I gotta put my straw hat on, I'm ready. I'm ready to do crime. I'm gonna win. I'm tired of losing. And if I gotta cheat and steal to win, so be it. May the best cheater, scammer, and liar win. Hello, Ape Nation. We here, gang. Yo, Maximum Ape out exactly. But what do you guys think? Wait, hold on. When do you guys think we'll get an official announcement for Tower God to come out in I want to say North America, but like get English translations? Do you think Do you think by March, mid March? Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. But then even with that, we're how many chapters behind will we be now? Because before, I want to say we were because I remember like there was a point where I did all the live reactions and then I would do the discussions the same way that I do for Kubera. But like I remember like people would be commenting us on like the discussions and live reactions like 7 weeks after the fact, and I'm like, I don't even remember what this shit was about. Like I'm like I've moved on to the newest and latest chapter, you know. So I'm on Asha Energy. Say 7. Probably get translation next month. When they also announce season 2 of the anime. Okay, I'm gonna eat off the anime this time. I'm gonna hate on it if I have to, but I'm gonna eat off the anime. I will not let this opportunity blow me by again because I really could have bolstered myself with the anime and I didn't like it, so I just stopped talking about it. I'm not shooting myself in the foot again, even if I have to suffer. I'm gonna win this year. I'm telling y'all. The big name scandalers may not touch this series for a while. For us, trash as Naver is, they're still sensitive about TOG. Anyone who touches it may get slapped with a season desist. Damn, not really here, but you get my view. Thank you, Bar. April 1st, April Fools when we're getting it. We'll be about 5-10 times behind. So that's just about where we were before for the most part. I think we're in the 6 week range of being behind, which was expressly annoying. There are paste-based translators, but they're separate from the artwork. I'm not really a fan of that. Ape translations. We got to get Badger to throw it in Google Translate like we used to do. I don't know how new some of y'all are, but when I first did this, this would be my 4th year? I don't even remember now. I don't know, whatever. We used to throw the blog post, I think in Google Translate. Before we used to read like Adios Carrera or something bunny. Someone used to just do that and put it on Reddit. But we used to just throw it in Google Translate and try to figure it out. So like it's oh man. You guys have to understand, like, as much as Tower of God has gone in many directions that I don't respect and I don't like, and I'm highly critical of it. It's been a lot to me for a long time, and I have a lot of fond memories with this series, reacting with my friends, discussions with my friends on Google Hangouts, going crazy when Jihad appeared in the Floor of Death. I mean, in the Hidden Floor, or how Simi calls it, the Sword Art arc. And he's like, "Did not kill you for 4," and he ring that Bam's neck. Like, there are so many things. Like there was one point where this series was like vying for like one of my absolute all-time favorite things ever, just in general, you know, across the board, no matter what. I show up in Discord. I forgot to do that, but we are where we are today. Can we bounce back? I still think there's some time. If I'm being quite honest, do I think it's likely? No. I would be more shocked if he fixes up. But I'll be less shocked if he just continues down the path that he's been going down. So that is where we are today. Just hop in here in case anybody wants to talk some ish. But yeah, you also have a fond memory of Mid Piece, but we all know how that went. I don't even. It's weird because like One Piece means so much more to me, but I'm so indifferent on it right now. Like, and I find that with me, indifference is worse than hatred. Like if I'm really mad at something and it's not delivering, at least if I'm like expressly upset at it, it's memorable to me. With One Piece right now, I really don't think about it. I could honestly say I think about Tower of God here and there, but I don't even think about One Piece, so I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough. And I've been here for like 10 years plus, right? So I still haven't lost complete faith, but this is his last chance. That's fair, I think. That's fair. If the Princess Arc don't slap, I'm done. Oh man, the Trauma Ray. I got a Trauma Ray video that I feel like is gonna piss off a lot of people because I finally decided that I don't like him. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not out on Trauma Ray becoming an interesting character, but right now I'm not a fan of how SIU has been utilizing him. It's the stupid argument that we make sometimes, and I hate saying this, but people usually know what I mean. Where like I'm not blaming Traumare, I'm blaming SIU for how he's writing him and implementing him. If that makes sense. Obviously, everything that happens in the story is slave and utero, but that's kind of the path, the point that I'm at right now. So when that video comes out, everyone's gonna yell at me and say I'm ugly and dumb and a dumb black, but it's okay. I'm used to it. Honestly, when I start hearing about TOG being heat, then I'll peep again. Fair enough. Fair enough. And I wouldn't lie to you, so I will tell you if it's heat again. Vince's argument for white, lol. And I I just want to see like again the year that he was doing it with that year with, I think it was 2022. Yeah, right. Like when it was out and about. I really think that he made a lot of significant strides in the right direction. Or else, I think we were on the uptick, and then with the last couple of chapters with Shila, Lilia, whatever, blonde hair, Rin, and some stuff with Trauma, I was like, oof. We ended with a whimper, not a bang. Though it was cool to see Rachel reintroduced with Yura and Lopo be a Ren, the Tower's greatest bully. So I was like, okay, I'll take that, but I do think that for the most part, in a lot of ways, he was moving in the right direction, but not not enough for me to be like, yay, I'm so happy again. But it all remains to be seen. Shout out Curry and Tagashi. White, no spoilers, but I see you cooking with the next chapters. Why White had to go? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Why did my man? Yeah, I don't know. They did White dirty. All right. By the way, I appreciate everyone here who's like read ahead. I appreciate you like trying to let me know. Blah blah blah. I don't care. What did Uzumaki Khan say? I don't care if the next chapter is a hentai. Don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me shit. Easiest way to disengage me is to let me know. Oh, it's gonna be intro. Ooh, I don't want to know nothing. Don't tell me anything. I'll get there. As soon as we get some good translations that I can trust, that I believe in, I'll be on there quick. I don't really, I'm cool with sailing the high seas. I will put my Jolly Roger in the sand and we'll get it popping. I ain't waiting for line. They can suck the longest hair in my ass. And their translations are fucking shit anyways. Remember big well we call it big load. Was it big Bay load? Bay load Yama? Like they're so unserious. They can't get nothing right. Have you guys seen Kubera of recent? Jesus Christ, man. They're so unserious. You're late. What'd you miss? Nothing crazy. I'm just talking about the fact that we might be a million chapters behind and Alpha Scans doesn't exist anymore because apparently they weren't paying translators. So I'm just kind of chopping it up, seeing how I'm testing the waters, how people feel about how excited people are about Tower God being back, things of that nature. How you doing, bro? Yeah, Bayload. Yeah, and then we were like, that's what I was told. Alpha Scans is gone. Yes, that's what I was told. Like, why not just Google it? Yeah, they're saying the translators weren't getting paid. Yeah, Al scans. Yeah, November 22 Reddit. What about the Alpha scams? Alpha scams didn't pay the web developers to the translated page, so they shut it down. Oh man, yeah, Alpha scans is gone. Yo, Naya, I know you got some pull with the Kubera translators. Get something poppin', G. Well, Tierra, who does like Babo Kin translations, I think she's in my Discord. Um, I would if I had any power with like webtoons, I'd be like, hey, pay my see my girl over here? Hey, pay her, give her some money, let her by herself handle these translations, make it lit. Cause reading Kubera online right now and reading it on like Manga Dex or Kubari where I read it is night and day. It's so crazy. They get genders wrong and all kinds of dumb shit. Your argument for white? Y'all know about my argument for white? LOL. SIU destroyed my son. I had a ghetto rig reading the Roz. Yeah, I assume most people have to read it in a really ghetto way. I'm not trying to read hood scans. I'm not interested in that. I need a translation because Alpha Scans was the first time that I saw them call canine people houndborns, and I'm like, that is infinitely better than canine person. Houndborn, born of the hound. That shit's so much. That's way more gas, right? Canine people. That shit is such a fucking mouthful too. It's shit. They're just in my opinion better. I even think that Jamini's box and like fuck, what do they all what do they call it? TCB or whatever scans for One Piece are better than the official translations. I tend not to like the official translations for a lot of stuff in Jump though. I think it's really bad. Sometimes overly verbose in my opinion, but um I also just don't like seeing some shit like I don't dog storm just bothers me for some reason. Like I just want to say Arashi. Like I don't want to say dog storm or Zolo. Zolo bothers me every time I see it. I don't know why. I hate it. I hate Zolo. I can't do Zolo, bro. I need Zora. That's how you stop blog posts. Also, not doing them weekly anymore. Let's go. Turn that shit off, SI. You was never cooking with the blog posts. Never make another one again unless it's some shit like, hey, Merry Christmas. Have a good holiday. That's fine. If you want to draw some shit, you can draw some shit. Stop talking though, because them blog posts have not meant shit to anybody with functioning brain cells for a long time. You just go in there and you just say a bunch of nonsense. Oh my god, they're a bunch of nonsense. So yes, that's a good thing. In hindsight, you're right. There's a point where I was like, "Yo, the blog post. You don't read the blog post, man. The blog post ain't do shit." Is it getting a bit nostalgic? Jimmy's Black wasn't that long ago. That was like 2 years ago. This nostalgia is one manga. I miss one manga so much, bro. That shit was gas. Blog post, yeah. I've been a pirate for so long. Yeah, I feel it. Hold on, hentai. I don't need a translation for that. Sometimes I need the plot. Sometimes it hits a little better when you know what's going on. I need a translation sometimes. Sometimes I don't. I be reading hella dojins and just straight up Jap or Chinese, but yeah. I pick and choose what to believe in the blog. Honestly, I respect the honesty. I can respect that. I'm not mad at that at all. So I just pick and choose whatever I like. He's still on serious. Yeah, he truly is. But what do you guys what would you guys before we talk about what we're likely to see if if you had the power to influence some future events or returning characters becoming more prominent, certain events taking place, what's something that you would like to see? I asked this because of the video I made, I don't know, like 2 or 3 weeks ago about finding a way to depower Bam, where people kept asking me if I thought there was a way to safe to do it in a way that makes sense to like nerf him or time skip and put him in suspended animation and stuff. And a lot of people really wanted that to happen. And I don't foresee that happening. But what are you guys looking forward to? Because I want Rand back in the story. I want Rand to be back. That's one of the first things I want. You gotta bring back the best regular, bro. I'm so tired of this. I wanted to trim the fat too. Trim the fat. Get rid of all the excess dead weight. We don't need it. Like I really mean it. Like I'm sorry if you care about these characters, but like, bro, if you don't have something, if you don't have express intent of doing something important with Masang and Gosang and shit, I don't want to fucking see them anymore. Barrow, the fat bitch. I don't want to see any of these characters anymore. Stop. Get them the fuck out of here. Boro, Sachi Faker, you're not gonna actually like be a part. Even Lopo Bia Lane. Y'all know I love Kaiser. She's not gonna actually do some shit. Remove them. Remove them. Because this shit with having a million characters playing Tickle Butt Inga Digga doing absolutely nothing on screen, playing with Sebastian the Crab from fucking Little Mermaid is not moving me. You're wasting my time. I'd rather you just write them out in the fucking webtoon instead of you dangling their dead corpse like necromancy. I hate it. It's not moving me. Sorry, Ran Sarafi and TOG. Ran Wagner Machete. I'll only allow Ran back as mess them up. Fair enough. All I want to see do is tackle the main story and tie them up. Been preaching since day one. S needs to utilize the time passes in the story. I want to see more about Anne Machete and my goat, the Pokemon trainer Wagner. If nothing else, we can get away from them. Fair. I wish Tramray would stop clowning around. That'd be nice. You just stand. He just sit there. You're a trifle. Trifle. Want more family heads? Sebastian, demand them. Elaine not doing anything. Last arc still hurts. I agree. I would want less BAM focus in general. Yeah, it's CBL. We're not getting that. CBL, certified BAM lovers. You know, BAM's gotta be in the forefront, dog. Um, personally, I'm not interested in debuffing BAM at this point. I would just if you want to do some white to rack and Aguero power ups, just send it to them. Just give them power ups so they can at least take the people who are actually going to be in general combat to ranker level, and I'll stop bitching. I swear I'll stop talking about it. I promise. So yeah, people are honest about the feel and true dog communication effectively is key, but some people are running. Sorry guys, running from their problems too. There is 550 chapters and over 400 named characters. That's way too many. That's why almost no character gets to do anything. We get a new character with almost every chapter. Get rid of Chibi Rack. When do you think you will read the scanlations? As soon as I get something like alpha scans that I can trust, or I think the translations are good and solid, and it's easy to follow, I'll be reading them immediately. And unfortunately, I think you're there, Infinite. I don't remember if you were there, but it'll be Patreon exclusive until we get an official date for Tower of God coming back in the English sense. So then I'll post the appropriate chapter the way I was doing it before, because I was using alpha scans before. Um, because honestly, if I have to do this stuff like weekly all the time, I won't have the time to do it. Me being able to stockpile in advance is the only way I'm able to do the content. I don't have the time. I work 3 jobs, so yeah. You guys think I make money doing this content creation shit? I don't. I don't. I promise you I don't. No characters get removed from the story. That's a problem. It's ironic that after you do a Tower God character tier list, new chapters come out. Did you predict this, Naya? Yo, y'all didn't know I took a secret trip to Seoul. I'm talking shit. I'm talking shit, and I don't know. It's funny. What's stressing me out too is I'm like, now I have to get that the Tower God characters that are based off and reference football players. I need to get that done before it comes back, or else that shit will not get done till like December. I'm almost I'm almost done with the first part though. But yeah, I gotta get that. I gotta get that out of the way before it really comes back, because I'm expecting an announcement for when it'll be on not Naver but Line webtoons within the next 2 weeks. That's what I expect. More games, lower backstory, less BAM shenanigans. Would you guys like to bring back like tests and examinations? Like bring back the classic tests, even if it's administrator tests. Like bring back. I feel like we haven't really done an interesting test in a while. But you're right about the problem of too many characters. And if you don't have intent and express purpose for a lot of characters, or at least you're gonna put them in this arc and let them drop off, so you don't like it's like the story. It's like the what's the analogy you used to use? It's like SIU has a sleigh, right? Every character is a reindeer. For a long time, him and Oda were good at having a bunch of characters kind of come in and out. You have to, yeah, from island to island, from floor to floor, you had an ever expanding cast. But there came a point where they lost the reins and control of all of those things, and instead of them directing the reindeers are pulling them. They have no more control over the narrative anymore. That's why I think trimming the fat is honestly one of the most important things to do. It's not like you can't flash back to some characters here and there and whatnot. Like I'll give you a good example of a character that I think that has very very specific arc significance, but then you don't need them to be in the story anymore. But it's not like you can't show them from time to time. Iceberg from One Piece, from Water 7, the mayor who figured out what was going on with Nico Robert and whatnot. He was expressly important to that arc, vitally important to that saga. As the mayor, Tyrannosaurus, tie with the government, do it with the Don Tom, knowing Frankie, Cutty Flam, all that stuff. Then when it's all of a sudden done, do we need Iceberg every single day to be on the ship? No. But we're traveling with Frankie, who has a relationship with Iceberg. So if something happens in the universe, yeah, you could see Iceberg reading the newspaper going like, cool, That's how you do it. Is that hard? Why the fuck is Sachi Faker still here? What does he do? Bora was here for how long? What does he do? Why are these characters here? They don't do nothing. Get rid of them. Trim the fat. It's time. One Piece gotta do that shit too. Get rid of all the fucking bozo characters who don't do nothing. It's mad annoying. Something else.
Yeah.
What's bracket? I know you excited. I know you.
Sure.
You popped off when you heard the announcements. Who? Biggest TOG fan I know. Young Miles.
Shiver me timbers. I was, no, let me chill. I was gonna say some wild shit. Nah, it's just whatever.
Oh, I didn't know you gave me a call.
If you see
Vince,
the name tag thingy on the screen, that means I'm in the Discord. If not,
Yeah, I wasn't looking at it at first. I was listening to you, but I wasn't looking because I looked earlier and I was like, "Oh, he's not in here." And then
you see how Vince comes in when I come in? See how this guy? This guy?
no, not at,
You
not
like me, huh?
no,
Like,
not.
see,
I really
I always,
don't. That's the
I
joke.
always,
I really
I
don't.
always, man. You love playing coy. Well, I know you really
No,
like me, and I
you
respect
are
that.
factually,
respect it.
objectively, and subjectively a horrible human being.
That's cute.
But we got things in common, so you're here.
You said top 3 D-rank regulars. What do you mean? Getting the fuck out of my face is what I mean. You a D-rank regular? You're useless to me. You're not ranker level minimum. You're useless. Be gone.
Wait, are there still D rank regulars?
I don't know.
I don't even know what rank they are anymore.
I think Aguero and Rack were the last to become C. I think they're all C.
Okay, I'm like, yeah.
Oh, Arya's a good one too. Why is Arya here? She gotta go.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that was one of the things that irritated me the most. Which sucks because she's not even like important. But it was like, oh, we finally got rid of a character. Like it'd been a while since I watched somebody that was like, she wasn't even like super important, but she was semi important for that moment. And it was like, oh, got rid of her. You know what she kind of reminded me of? Kind of like Android 16 for Gohan type beat. That's kind of what it was. And then like imagine if that happened, but then Toriyama was like, nah, come back.
Nah, I mean it was worse than that because at least the Cell fight had to happen. This entire thing didn't have to happen. Yeah.
I get your point though, but you guys have anything that's well? First of all, we lost Alpha Scan, so I'm struggling because I low key want to I hope that they just posted there's someone with a decent chance just post it so I can just react to like 6 at once and throw them on Patreon. But at this rate, if we don't get an announcement soon, how effing far back are we about to be? Even further than we were before. We'd be Kubera levels of behind Korea. Like I don't like that for the discourse, and then me having to like navigate through spoilers and whatnot. It's been annoying having everybody be in different places like this with fast pass versus raw readers versus official readers. You know, it's kind of annoying. It's hard to have discourse this way, in my opinion. Because I noticed one thing. Remember when I noticed that my chat used to always just like act like they were making a prediction, but they read the chapter already, and I'm like, I'm not slick with this shit. And I got fed up, so I started reading the alpha scans. Like, oh, what if Hodgin Sung got freed and then they recognized who? I'm like, bro, you read the chapter. Shut up. I'm not annoying. What is there anything you guys are looking forward to, or would you want to see?
Honestly, go ahead, Miles.
Nah, go ahead, man.
Okay. I was gonna say, I honestly just really want to know if that quote unquote Princess War arc is gonna happen because I've completely flipped my opinion. I used to be part of that bandwagon, but now I think we just all made it up. We just all expected something that's never gonna happen. So if that ever happens, I'm with it. But other than that, no, because I don't know like what the direction the story is going. I don't know. I know no longer what the story is trying to tell me or what it's trying to do. So I have no expectations for it.
Miles.
I don't know. I just it's just like I don't know. I'm not much of like an expector in general when it comes to stories. Like I'm like if I'm not like actively talking about it, I like low key don't think about it too much. I generally haven't even thought about Tower of God till he started making videos again, and that's the only when I see it. You say something
Same.
like it literally doesn't pop in my mind. I don't know. Is it possible that he could make one of the greatest comebacks of ever. Yeah, it's possible. Is it likely? I'm not gonna lie, probably not really. I think just the start of this arc of like the arc that's to come, it's like we're already starting in my head at a negative, and I know we haven't seen it, so like that's me jumping the gun. But like, I really just don't give a fuck about a tournament arc in which Bam is gonna just take place and wash everybody, and then we have to deal with this for how many chapters just to get maybe some good shit. Like, if we started off with like, I just want to see family head shit. If we can get a meeting between the family heads where Conway tells them about Bam early on, I think that would be good. But as of right now, dude, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, to piggyback off you two, for me it's kind of like I kind of already said this to somebody. I'm kind of just kind of here for the lore and stuff that he brought up earlier in the series. That's kind of what I'm reading for at this point. Anytime they start fighting or anything like that, unless one of y'all specifically tell me that was a really good fight or something, I'm probably just gonna put it down when they start fighting, and then I'll come back when the fights are over. Honestly, it's kind of crazy at this point. I'm kind of more in this series for the talking and the lore reveals than I am for the action dynamic.
Oh,
I really don't want
Twitch is
fights for a
beautiful.
grip.
It's getting rid of my bot follows. Yes. I'm about
There we go.
1.1k. Sorry. Remember that day I got the bot follows? It was at 2k. It's
Mm-hmm.
at 1.1k. So it's getting rid of the bots. Okay, that's good. I hate seeing that fake ass number up there. It bothers me. I didn't earn them. I didn't earn them follows yet. They said you're welcome, scrub. No problem. I have hope this hiatus fixed SIU. You know, I love people in the world like you. You guys give me hope that maybe optimism is the way. But I wish I'm not like y'all though. I don't have hope. Wagonhead, I think Webtoon went out
Yeah,
sometimes this
I'm
week
not.
or
I'm
next
not
week.
very optimistic.
In terms of
Y'all
what?
came up
in
with the
general.
princess arc stuff from the fictional blog post. Literally, SIU would let me actually feel tension. That'd be cool. I have faith in SIU. I respect that. I was in that camp once upon a time, even with Oda. Believe in Oda. I never subscribed to the Princess War arc. I was invested in the Machine versus Yuri arc. That was lit. That was
That's
friggin'
That's
the
part.
promise.
That's part of the reason. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it's
don't,
tough. It's
bro. I
tough, man,
don't.
because we know there's so much stuff to fix, and there's a huge subset of the fan base that thinks everything is absolutely. I think one thing I could always say is if you just caught up, I get it. It's gonna be harder to discern certain things if you just kind of read it in one lump sum pretty recently, and you're not really engaging with the community, because we kind of go week by week, break down, we react to it, parse it, have a discussion about it. Half the time, I make a topical video about it. I just kind of understand the content more intimately than your average person. Because I always say there's varying levels of being a fan. There's tons of things that I read that I'm a more casual reader. I won't pick up on certain shit in JJK because I don't care. Oh, did you notice that? Yuji's this and that. No, I didn't notice that because like I don't have that level of investment. I guess I could say you could be a passing enthusiast like I am with something like Star Wars. When it's relevant, I'm like, yeah, I'll engage and then I move on with my life. Or you can be the crackhead who looks at every nook and cranny and every blog post, all ancillary information, interviews, stuff like that. So like that's never lost on me. But it does bother me when people who have been with the series a long time look me in my eye and tell me this is the best it's ever been. Don't you lie to me, nigga.
I think you're
Turn
being
that
generous.
off.
I think you're being
Just
a bit
say I
generous, to
still
be honest.
enjoyed or I'm having fun for whatever reason. Don't lie to me and tell me this is the best Taiwan hasn't been. Because no, it hasn't. I
Oh,
don't.
100% agree with that statement. Yeah.
It's. I don't know, bro. It's something.
I
Yeah,
think,
it's almost like I'm not even like. I don't know. I don't even know if I can hate or like dislove, or it's not even like my love is gone. I'm just kind of like, we're here. Yeah.
no, but, I think you're being generous though, because I don't know. Even for me, even I felt like if you read it ongoing, some of those things that happened felt like a clear and obvious, like what happened to X, Y, and Z person. Maybe not plot wise, but like to certain individuals that we always speak about that I don't feel like rehashing. It was definitely kind of like what happened to the direction of where they were going. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of whatever now. I just kind of put Tower God in the same category of every webtoon that's non Kubera at this point.
Fair enough.
Do we even know if SIU even like killed? He already has 6 chapters and it's been like 5 months. So like, Does this guy even like rest?
I don't know. We don't know
You know,
if he even really took the break because
then
literally
what's the
he was
point?
overworking himself. We don't know. We don't actually know the actual legitimate reason for this one specifically. It's
Yeah,
like I
we
think
don't
if I remember
know.
correctly, it's almost like he caught himself overworking, and before he did it, he took the break. But I'm not entirely sure what this break was actually for.
Because honestly,
Honestly,
I was
though,
waiting for like a year. Like this dude, because like this dude, like there's no point in half-assing rest, and I completely understand why he doesn't want to, because he actually probably really loves the series and stuff, and I can understand not like being near it. But like, if you're just consistently damaging yourself, we have to consistently take breaks, bro. Like something has to give.
right. I honestly, I'm past the resting. No, it's not an argument, but the resting discourse as far as for health, because it's obvious. I'm for the resting discourse that I really just think at this point that webtoon, manga, whatever, mangaka, whatever, should do that just for the sake of so they can look at their series, just take an objective look at what they're doing and what direction they're going. That's really where I'm at. So I hope he did that just for the sake of I don't care if he talked to his editor, his best friend, his mom and dad, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I feel like if he talked to somebody and they just had a conversation about what he's doing to the series and where he wants to go, how has it changed, something like that. Like I don't. I just hope he did something like that, so maybe he can refocus and maybe have a more clear direction. And that doesn't mean it has to go the direction that I want it to go, but maybe more straightforward on the path than it did because he did clean up season 3 a little bit after the dog arc,
He did.
and then
No,
it
he
got
really
whack, and
did.
then it got a little wacky again. But he definitely
He
got
did.
better.
But then he went in his old ways, and
That's what I
it's
said. It
one of
got
those
wacky again.
it's one of those things of like I genuinely don't even think there's many problems with Tower of Gods. I literally think there's just one singular issue that branches out and fucks up everything. That's just Bam. I think Bam is just a singular issue, and everything just derives from him. That's it.
I don't agree with that. I think he's the main one though. But I
Yeah,
kind of
I
I
agree
kind of
with
hear
you.
what you're saying. But I think the problem that I have with Tower of God and even One Piece at this point, while maybe see like actually I guess Bam is kind of a big issue, but it kind of to me feels more like a death by 1,000 paper cuts. There's so many small things that are starting to become accentuated over time. You know,
100%. I agree with that.
that's kind of how I see it. Kind of how I see it. But let me catch up the chat real quick. The only reason I have hope is because this hiatus, it felt like he more wanted to go on a break instead of needing to. He said himself feeling like where the story was going. I hope so. People's reaction on Neighbors seems to be positive. I uh I can respect that, but like I'll be very honest, I'm one of those people who's never particularly cared for other people's opinions on stuff like this. Like I always judge for myself. I like literally remember just like not too long ago, I quote tweeted like, why do people really care about Rotten Tomatoes? Something I don't know. It is like, did the greatest film critic in the world make this website or something? Why is everything like, oh, it's fresher? Who people are really good at Rotten Tomatoes to get their opinion. Like, yo, I need to know if this movie is good or not. What is the Rotten Tomatoes, um, what you call it, like rating? And I'm like, who the fuck cares? You can't use your own discernment and whether or not you don't want to watch a movie. Like, I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? But people are
Yeah.
liking it. People are liking it. But I tend to be not in the main crowd. I'm like a contrarian. Moi, je m'en care. I have faith that everything will be fixed. I saw you should just enter you in Phantom Realm. Honestly, what if
Well,
Santa cut his sweet J's and styled on Jihad? That'd be sick. Jihad still carrying. Justin still carrying though. He needs 4 months on and 2 months off schedule. I could live with that. I personally like the last station, the cage, and the nest stuff more than the hidden floor. Hidden floor was so boring. I can't never speak on anyone's personal enjoyment. I always say that. Whatever you personally enjoy on an emotional level, personally, I can't talk on that. Now, if you want to have a conversation about from a writing and storytelling standpoint, are those better? Are like I guess using being as impartial and as objective as you can be better? I disagree. Um, but the hidden floor for me was boring for a lot of it. I did not care about Batis and those fuck ass data people. All like once Data Jihad and everyone got into it, then the arc started getting fire, and the Shinsu quality stuff was immensely important. So like I disagree with that,
yeah.
and plus Data Rec and everything too. I read ahead and found out. Wait, oh wait, I read and found out the main plot hook for the Princess War arc is Bam experiencing a darker change. Dr. Bond said it's more like a shonen now. I like it better that way because I like shonen. But if you like shonen more, Why did he start liking Tower of God before it came on? That's a good question. I don't know. I can answer that for you. I don't. I'm not in
Yeah,
the man's.
gotta ask him.
I'm not in the man's head. I just like good storytelling. I don't particularly care about the demographic. Like the thing that I hate about shonen, people talk about shonen and seinen and stuff, is they act like there's like a legitimate formula, and I'm like, you guys know this is just a demographic, right? A target audience in terms of age. That's all it is. Young men, boys,
Well,
shonen.
technically, this argue. Uh, I don't want to get to this whole thing, but technically, I know the whole argument with that. But technically, it's yeah, it's a demographic, but it's kind of like I guess we've made it kind of into a genre because it's like, oh, you put things into this magazine made for this, and kind of like I don't know, but anyway, I don't want to get into it. But I was gonna piggyback on something you said earlier,
Go ahead.
and now I'll try to figure it out.
Sorry, I
Oh,
was.
the contrarian thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though, right? People do all that, and there's multiple reasons for that though too. But because like they could just like it from the simple standpoint that we haven't seen Tower God in like half a year or plus. So just the fact that you got it back sometimes, and this for anything, it's not just Tower God, that you get it back and you're just happy to see it. That not saying you'll just accept anything, but you'll just accept anything. Also, another thing too, everybody was on our head when we first started pointing out the problems. We were there. He had it. You were like the first person we had these discussions about on the Chicken Love Club. Talk about we started to see the cracks stuff like that. And everybody thought we were crazy, and next thing you know, not only people over here and on Twitter and stuff like that, but the Koreans themselves started making wiki pointing out the problems, talking about they have problems with this and that and the other and stuff like that. So it's not just us. Now maybe it's like a bigger divide. It's kind of like half 50-50 now because some people are just like, oh, this is cool for me and I don't have a problem with it. And some people like you said, death by 1,000 paper cuts. But it's like nobody agreed with us when we had those opinions at first. So, you know, everybody ain't always right.
Um, I guess so. Again, so like shonen is worstly written than seinen manga. You can't compare the two genres. Yeah, I don't like statements like that. I think it's
I don't think
first of,
that's even
I, th-
remotely true.
I think that's lazy. It's a lazy way of looking at it. In my personal opinion, I think it's a lazy way of looking at it. And I just like, it's such a myopic view of these things. Like I find that certain things within like manga, anime culture, gaming culture, whatever culture or whatever group you're a part of, certain things just become a staple and a say so, and people genuinely don't question it. I'm gonna give you a video game example where it's like you describe something as difficult by saying it's Souls like, and I always hated that because I think it's lazy. Just tell me why the game's challenging, bro. Don't tell me this is a shoot the Dark Souls of SPSs. I can't fucking stand that shit. It's fucking lazy. I hate the idea that just like I'm people don't understand. I'm not even saying that shonen is better written than seinen necessarily. I'm saying how the hell do you know until you read the specific story? The level of competency of the creative team and the writer themselves is always the defining factor. If you get a moron who can't write, it doesn't matter if they're doing a seinen. Does it make it better? They don't know how to write or tell a story or tell a story in a visual sense. I've never understand why people just go, oh, Berserker, oh, Vagabond, oh, it's staying so much better. What?
I think
Do you know how
in my
many things are targeted towards young people and or children that are fantastic and way better than things that are supposed to be dark and mature, like The Boys?
Your Avatar example, I was gonna bring that up. You
Yeah,
you always talk about Avatar with that. It's
yeah.
like double layered or Adventure Time.
Avatar is Nickelodeon. Look how beloved that shit is. That's for children. But again, there's a tons of double entendres and things in there that yeah, the kids could be laughing at. And zoop zoop you, and I'm like, look how complex Zuko's story arc has been. He's gone through a lot. Like there's something for everybody. A lot of the best stories ever told were directed at teenagers, kids, or just like a general audience. So I just never liked the lazy. I read seinen, so I'm more sophisticated and better than you. I look down on you, peasant, and it's just like, move that shit from me, bro. Because anytime I actually I have that argument with somebody, they never win or they back off because I know I'm making sense. I read tons of shonen, that's ass. Tons of shonen, that's great. Tons of shonen that falls somewhere in the middle, and the exact same thing with seinen. I've read tons of seinen, that's ass. Tons of seinen, that's great, and tons of seinen that's somewhere in the middle. The target demographic is not an indication of quality in any capacity. Who is writing it? Who is drawing it? Can they execute on their concept? Yes or no? Will always be the defining factor. And I'm done with, and that's all I have to say about that. I honestly never like generalizing a genre demographic when it comes to stories. I like looking at the individual stories and evaluating based off what I see, and also saying one genre is better than the other could just be a matter of personal preference, which is fine. But say that. It's no if you're like, oh, yeah, I tend to prefer seinen over shonen. That's not the same thing as you being like, seinen is better than shonen. I told you guys, words matter, man. They matter. Use your words. You see the Reddit? It's a civil war. People pointing out problems and others fighting back hard. No, I didn't see the Reddit. I knew if I went there, I probably would have got spoiled a little bit, so I had to take a step back. But I'm not saying seinen means good writing. I'm only saying that the best shonen I ever read didn't compare to the seinen that I have read. Yeah, so that's speak for yourself on that. Fair enough. You say that most seinens you read you think are better than shonen. To me that's a completely different sentence or a completely different sentiment than just because a lot of people will tell you the Hunter x Hunter is the best thing they've ever read, and that's a shonen. You know. People say dark stuff is better than kids, but I just need to show him redo a feeler. Oh my god, is that show with the guy with the girl and he? Anyways, no one better than the greatest to ever do it. The Mishima, the best. Talk about Eden Zero. They don't know about the greatness of Fairy Tail and Eden Zero, bro. They don't know. They're not ready. They're not ready for this discourse. They're not ready. But yeah, Dark Souls even that hard is a bit harder than most modern games. But I've played. I mean, I don't know. I can't say that I've played enough to discern that myself, but it's not what's my cup. I like hard platformers, personally speaking. Platformers that are difficult is when I tend to gravitate to. I think I saw there was a Celeste update. I'm after, but I see my Celeste skills are probably hella rusty. I'll probably just die because getting through those B-side tapes were fucking hell. Jesus Christ. But yeah, man, Tower God, bro. Guess we're back for real, for real. We are back. To be honest, the only thing I've read is Berserk and Vinland Saga. Oh my god, that's so. I'm just moving on. I'm moving on. Back to Tower God.
You got it.
That's like your palette is not diverse enough to make such a definitive statement. But all right,
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. That took the wind out of my sail too. I'm done with that.
Infinite be here a lot, so I'm gonna let him rock because he be here. So I'm gonna let Infinite rock.
I need more Mew love. You know what I'm saying? I see him on the blue ore. I saw him at the tree, bro. I saw him there. I need more Mew love. Also, okay, so I'm gonna say something that I think that might annoy other people. I think Yasuratsu in a lot of ways to be the best character that was introduced in season 3, but he needs to decide whether that nigga's gonna live or die and not play Think About with me. I don't have time to be in an in between. An in between. I'm gonna die in 4 months. Kill him or don't. Please don't waste I can't deal with that lingering Yasuratsu. Make a decision, please. Go ahead.
I guess my question is, what does he have left? Like, what's the use of the character now? I don't know.
It's not a matter of use, really. I don't even know if that's like a question we can ask anymore because he could just be like Yama's like mentor or something, which is like really fucking. You know what I mean?
I don't like stuff like that. I don't know. I guess for me, that doesn't really make sense to me because you brought him in for like. I'm not mad at him like being like, oh, he was really a good guy this entire time, or more morally gray, more complex than we did. But I'm not even saying like you had to. I always say this too. When we talk about getting somebody out of story, that's not mean like you have to like K-word them. I just mean just like remove them. Even if he brings him back later, I just don't want to see that guy like for a while. Like give him a good send off, and then if you want to bring him back, like
I just don't like when like authors kind of. It's like a weird sentiment to say when they like lie to you, right? Because it's like they're saying this, but like when it's like, Yasuratsu is talking about his lives getting rocked. He gets killed like 5 times in a row, and he's like, and then Yama himself is like, you're like thinking he's dead. He's like, no, I got a few months. Like, all right. I guess he has a few months to live. Like, what are we doing? I don't know.
That's what I said. That's gonna piss me off. So just deal with him. Like, dead or not dead. Like, if I'm in 2024 and this nigga is still dying, I'll be upset. I will be so upset. Oh my
Well, months in
goodness.
Tower of God are like years since Bam's already gone through
One of
like
my expectations for his Blue Love comeback. What do you mean? What can't he do? What have you not seen my man do? He freeing slaves. He surfing. He got hands. He eat good. He got drip. What's up? What you mean?
see
All you gotta do is be around. Honestly, I think what I think I'm kind of obviously you guys know I love me love. I'm joking around a lot of ways, but I do think that if he, I think a deeper conversation with the Gus would be interesting to get some more insight into maybe why he joined FUG and what his reasoning behind it is and why he doesn't like the King or the Jihad Empire or whatnot. Because we know Love doesn't like FUG, nor does he like the Jihad Empire. So I don't think he's gonna get taken into FUG. It's not impossible, but he's also here to support Bam, right? So Will Traveler return to OG and need you to make fun of him again. He was getting whipped in that first chapter of season 3. Just didn't see him again. I would love to make fun of that burger, honestly. Don't forget Yas landed Jordan and killed a bunch of Yama's people. Like, do something with that. That's over with. They're forgiven.
does that matter?
Forgiven.
'Cause
Not days, not weeks, months. Yeah. Because like I'm like, oh, the core's dying. It's like you're dying. Yeah. How long? Oh no. How much time do you have left? 4 or 6 months. I said, bro. Because I feel like Yama's gonna be like, I'm gonna save him. I'm gonna find a way. And I'm like, it's not gonna move me. But all right. I still think that he's probably the best character introduced in the third season, though. Yes, Racha. He was good. He's a good guy. He's a good character. I don't have any heat with him in that sense, but I again I bring up the argument. Do you prefer to see a character that you know has kind of exhausted their thematic role be kind of necromanced and puppeteered as a lifeless, hollow character, or just write them out, or kill them off even? Because as much as I'll give you an example. If you guys are watching Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War, Byakuya Kuchiki is my favorite character, and I was okay with his send off. I was okay with that. I took that well. I thought that was a good way to send him off. Then he came back and didn't really do anything. He's like, Rukia, do the ice. Good job. Like, bro, what are you here for? You're not here to do anything anymore. You know what? So like, just write them out if you're gonna do that. That's my personal assessment. You decide what you want more. Would you rather just see your favorite character be around even though they're not doing anything? I'll leave that up to you. That's not for me to decide. Me Tura, the GOAT, to come back. I know. I was wrong about Tura. I can't believe I missed. He was the GOAT for real. GOAT man, GOAT man. Nah, I got heat with Yas. He needed that. I saw a new chapter, a way better score on Neighbor than the last few we've seen, so that's good news. And Korea's pretty hard on them, all things considered. You know what? I actually had accidentally refound that. Remember that thread I went through before when they were going hard on Tower of God? I found it again. I low-key want to go through it one more time. I think there's another section I want to talk about. But yeah, they're pretty harsh. You think everybody there is me?
I I feel like my question is just like, because what's the point in like characters in the series?
Repeat that.
Like what like just what's the point in characters? Like a lot of characters. Like what's just the point? Like
That's what I'm saying.
if
Hold
Bam's
on, hold
about
on,
to
hold on.
be like
Yes, Pastor's gonna live. I think this depends on him to become Yama's teacher, mentor. But teach him what? Are they really that different? That is discrepancy in power really that different? Because we still yet to see the full canine form, right? So, what if that shit's it's gas? But fair enough. Sorry, continue. My bad.
like
Why do we have characters?
like on like Bam's side and all, like I think this is one of my biggest issues with stories that do this. It's just like when you have like the like super strong or person that gets super strong and you have a cast of characters but they literally just don't do anything. It's just like, what's the point of like presenting this? Like we had an entire season, right, of Bam literally getting friends. So much so that they cared enough that when they thought this dude died, they decided to make sure to climb the tower to let his other friend make it to the top. What's the point of these interactions if Bam's about to be a family head and they literally just going to be irrelevant? Like, what's just the point of like a lot of this stuff now?
I think, like I said, I think at some point he had for whatever reason, there was a paradigm shift in how he wanted the story to go. I don't know if it was a popularity thing or an editor thing, but he just something changed at some point. I don't
And
think this is the original story he was planning to tell. Personally speaking, this is just my intuition. I can't prove this.
and for any argument that's like for him to like realize that like the tower to like present the story of the tower that the tower is like dangerous and that like people don't get what they want in the end. There are way better ways to get that point across that have gotten point across than wasting our time. You know, like
Mhm.
wasting 20 plus characters just to be like Bam is supposed to be alone the entire time. That's the point. That's just dumb. That's just really dumb to me. He should have just been jovial Grace this entire time, but just said fuck it then. Honestly,
Here's what I'll say. I'll put a pin in that. I'm gonna circle back to that in a second because there's one thing about that I think it's interesting. Wait, well, let's see. Yeah, the new chapter has a way better score than we've seen. So the Lilial chapter was below a 6. The new one was it has a 9.57. The only thing I would say is, I do think it's just an excitement of it returning possibly. So people are going to be a little less lenient, and I think as chapters go on, they're like, okay, what are we really doing though? It could be that, but I don't know. Maybe he just came back cooking. We'll see. What are there to teach Yama? He has Arcanak. I keep I actually forgot about Arcanak for a second. I forgot he had that nigga in him. Yeah,
I
he
did
different.
too. I completely did too.
Do you think Yaspacha was better when he was purely a villain? I myself liked him like that. I did too. It wasn't. I didn't have a problem with him having history with Yam or the Lopopia or whatever. It's just, I guess the way it played out just kind of it. It just removed all the wind in the sail of that the tension between those two. Because when he let him live the second time, I'm like, I don't think he wants to kill him for whatever reason. To me, it became obvious. Hey, what up? I went to the gym this morning. That's what I like to hear. You getting it in the gym? I love to hear that. I love to hear that. I'm done with beast people. It doesn't live anymore. You say you're done with all the beast skins, all of them. The shark niggas, dog niggas, cat niggas, all of them. You're done, eh? um, I would rather, I would rather Doom die than Yasrat. They can both go. There's no way SLU can make me believe that he was a FUG Slayer candidate. At least he
Didn't
kind of
we
wrong.
think Doom was gonna die? Like
I
I
did.
think
I was absolutely certain he was not making out of that arc. I was wrong though. But
who
but
did
but but
die?
but but to circle back to what you were talking about, the only thing that's about that is like Bam's relationship with loneliness is actually interested in a consistent theme. So there is an interesting way of building those things up, but maybe for whatever reason you force him to have to confront the fact that the thing that he hates the most is being alone or feeling that loneliness, that emptiness of being by himself. There's something you can do with that, but he's not doing that. So don't try to like act like now I have to go through my lonely arc. Like no. You didn't set it up in a
Yeah,
way. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
I
think there's
think for
way
a
better
long
ways to
time,
do it.
yeah, for a long time it was good because I think that's why he understood Dorsey so well so early on. He could see how she was kind of closing herself off. As somebody who laid in a cave for who God knows how long by himself until Rachel came, he understands what it's like to experience true loneliness. I've always said that's the thing he fears the most. It's not death. It's to be completely and totally alone. Of course, I could be wrong. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. That's the
Yeah,
CBL.
like
CBL, baby. Go ahead.
because my thing is like you can do that by like just you can do that with characters and just not have like people be long standing, but like things consistently fuck up time and time again when he tries to form attachments. But there's a difference between stopping attachments early to prove loneliness, which wouldn't make us like feel too connected and like not betrayed by like the story, but in a sense betrayed because I can't think of a better word right now. Versus spending literal seasons of time building these characters up, giving them their own arcs and stories that they're going to do things else just to be left in the dust and not have any relevance. Like those are two different things,
Yeah.
you know. Like Poon had before Bam, a lot of the characters did have their own things they wanted to do. Like I feel like no one ever says that. Like they had their own plans, but if you ask most people what like a lot of people's like what they wanted to do, no one would remember.
Yeah. Oh, it just there's a sense of carelessness that I think there is with seamlessly stringing along certain storylines, character arcs, and whatnot, and then abruptly stopping or just having this shift that comes kind of out of nowhere, like a Caracas character. Just being like, "Oh, Jin Sung is the greatest master of all time, and I love him, and I'll take all of FUG to go get him." I'm like, I thought you don't even trust him. Take your mask off. What happened to that? Like, there wasn't a moment that led to that moment making sense to me. It was very jarring. I couldn't believe you said that. So
Hmm.
I think the only semi-relevant character who died in the nest is the suicide bomber. You're talking about Fusile, the fake nigga. He's a cyborg fucking Sonic Fox. That guy was not real to me, bro. I'm sorry. Bro, I'm still cheese. White and or Karaka didn't kill Jin Sung. Why white? White's interesting. Karaka, at one point, I could understand it was adversarial, but I don't think he's strong enough to do it yet, personally speaking. But why white? The next step for him should be to get off by himself on his own, not getting blackmailed. Possibly, I want Bam to communicate more with his inner power and have them change or form his moral choices. I would like him to get a deeper understanding of it, and maybe I think White was trying to teach him how to combine it or whatever. Like I think he has to kind of sort that out too. I agree with that. They should have thought about being irregulars like Bam. That's right, Hunter, who hunts bananas now. Didn't Aguero want to replace his father and become the new family head? Yes. Now he just wants to do constant spin cycle on 25th Kirby's D. Yep. Um, what's her name again? Yewa. She wants to be the head of the Yon family too. That was her goal. Rand wants to body Machete. Like they had their own goals and motivations. They did. And then I don't mind them caring about Bam and Bam being a different type of person that maybe teaching them to be kinder and better people and having a
Yeah,
profound effect on them. That's always been
that's
okay with me.
friendship.
But they lose all their personal agencies, in my opinion, sometimes. And it's like, how baby Bam, baby him. I'm like, CBL though.
like like at this point, I would like this wouldn't necessarily be better. I don't think. Maybe it could be done well, but like tinfoil hat theory, right? If Arlene put a spell on Bam that made people want to be his friends because she didn't want Bam to be lonely, maybe that could explain.
Hold on.
Maybe that.
I hate that because Bam is the ultimate
Yes,
anti
I know.
magic spell breaker. So I just feel like he could be able to he would just naturally break it by using Shinwan
I mean,
Ryu.
break his mom's spell.
Yeah.
Could he? She's into regular. Wouldn't her irregular spells be?
Nah, he's different, bro. His irregularness is better than her irregularness. There's levels. There's levels to irregular. You got Bam and Phantom in him and everyone else. No, that's a good point. I hear what you're saying though, but I don't think that's the case. I'd hate that though. I'd be like, I'd kiss
Yeah, I
my
think.
teeth. That's the killer one needle in the head shit. I hate that. You know what? But then his brother put the thing in his head to like make him run away from fights he can't win, so he'll live. I hated that. I didn't like that. I like organic fear. I think I made that obvious with the fear fang. Yes, Ratchet. I like organic fear. Like, yo, I have been, the frog in the well or what do they call it, the big fish in the little pond. And now that I'm in the ocean seeing the real sharks and the orcas, the killer whales, oh shit. Oh shit. Like that, I kinda like that. Now, do you think that was the real Fusile or more like a Lopobia Ren? I think it was the real Fusile, honestly. I don't think I'd be shocked if there was like a real one or a cyborg one or something like that. Plus, I don't see the reason for that to have to be a gimmick because Yatracha is no longer really going to be in the army that way. So it'd be a weird choice. It's like the real Fusile now is the leader of I don't know. I mean, it's not impossible, I guess. Not gonna lie, I see some leaks. I gotta say, as a person who's very critical of the series, he's cooking right now. Not to mention some dialogues are interesting. All right, that's I've been hearing. I know you're busy, but we gonna read that CBL merch. Yeah, give me the 6K. We always say that SIU would save the series by introducing multiple POVs that that take part in different top touchdowns. That'd be cool. Super irregular God, super irregular, super irregular blue. That's disrespectful. Fanta nowhere near Bam's level. Damn. Bam's gonna absorb his access powers. I want to know Gustang's endgame. What does he want by going against Jihad? What if he doesn't like him? He's like, you're a dumb king. You're a bozo. We need to get you out the pain. We need a new president. We need a new election. We need a new prime minister. Fusile was
You
actually
could just
Zahar.
niggas could just be bored. You're not doing shit else.
I don't know. Maybe he
Start
thinks he should be
avoiding it. Why
leader.
not? Maybe. I'm not gonna lie. If I was immortal and I didn't do anything, I would definitely just fight the other immortals. Like, what else is there to do?
No, I don't want the tower. I'm like, I want to leave.
100%. I'm
I'm
100%. Like,
correct.
let's hit this.
This is
I'm
ass.
like, we gotta hit this floor. Gotta hit this
Yeah.
135.
We need Cheeto out of here. Revolution. Yo, spit. Pew, 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 pew. Get him the fuck out of there. Bam Loki like Madaka. He's unstoppable. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. You know they love their power fantasies. I'm used to this. I'm used to this at this point. Urek is based. I like Urek, man. I always liked the fact that he's as strong as he is, and he never lost sight of looking out for the little guy. That meant a lot. That means a lot to me. He's a cool dude. I'm finished stream Yeti. Do not stop or do not raid me either. You got 20 plus viewer or not. Eat off that. I'm okay. They're blessing you. All right, man. I mean, I'm still. All right. Do your thing. I appreciate you though. I would troll and troll. Yeah, I could see myself being just troll. Like I'd be the family head that everyone sees the most, and I just kind of pop up, just be like, "What you doing? I don't know. I'm gonna throw a tournament for C rank regulars to fight to the death in this Coliseum. If you win, I'll no make you A rank. All right, bye." And just do some dumb shit. Like I'll just fuck around. Do you think any of the family heads are gonna die in this arc? No, not in this upcoming arc. I don't think. I think it's too early. I would be very shocked. Plus,
I would hope not.
yeah. Plus, you would need a regular to do it. So I don't know. You think Jihad's gonna come and be like, Traumare, I always hated those fucking animals. Just like bodies him. Like I don't see that
Can't they
coming.
not kill each other?
Huh?
Can't they not kill each other?
The only person that could possibly kill Jihad is an immortal. He can't
Damn.
be an in tower habitant, and he gotta
Yeah.
have the
Okay.
the thorn that was meant to slit the throat of the king type of thing. So
Oh, maybe
yeah.
I'm tripping. I thought there was another clause in the thing, like they couldn't like kill each other either or something. Or was it no? They couldn't kill themselves
Mm-hmm.
because Arlene couldn't kill herself. Maybe
Well, she
that's
tried.
it.
Well, V didn't. Well, V was so unserious. But
We never took the immortality.
yeah, it's to the star stream so we can rate Simi anyway. I know. It's okay. Let me cook for a little bit, man. Let me cook. Yo, we got a season finale. Jahad pulls up on Gustang and claps him. That might be crazy. Just be like, you think you think you're so smart, but all of that intelligence ain't gonna stop you. Doesn't mean you're stronger than me and just beats his ass.
Possible.
I've always liked that. That's one of those lines that's always moved me, where they say stuff like, "When you're like truly strong, you don't have to do all this stupid scheming, nigga. Like scheming is for the weak." And I'm like,
Yeah.
there's a point to that. Like no, like still be smart, even if you're good at what you do. But like I've always found those lines kind of hard, where it's like, did you think that I didn't know that you rats were scurrying around, blah blah blah, this and that? It's like none of your planning could do anything in the face of my insurmountable power. And then you beat the ass and you go, not enough to reach the apex. And you walk away with your cloak flowing in the wind. And it was low diff. I think Gustang is gonna
You
kill
good?
Traumare or Traumare kill Gustang. I'd love that, but I feel like he blue balled us with like them possibly meeting up. With when Gustang pulled up, I don't think he's gonna do it yet. I don't think he's ready to have two irregular family heads meet up in real time, present time right now. I think he's gonna save that for a very big event. I'd love
Did-
to be wrong though.
I don't even know if I really even want or care if any of the family heads die. I feel like the only one that's like that probably would have to go is just Jahad. The other ones I really don't even know if we have to kill him. Honestly, I don't even know if that's necessary for the story.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Gustang, because Gustang may just not like he might just be some weird stupid shit, you know. But like other than them, like I don't even know if like Traumare ever has to be killed. Honestly, eh.
I can't think of a reason for it right now, but again, I don't think like fighting family heads for real or trying to get them out the pain in any capacity will really
Yeah.
happen until Bam is truly strong enough to face them.
Or maybe Hendo, because he's not immortal. He's not actually immortal.
But that doesn't mean he's not OD strong.
Yeah, but I think it's because like he might be the most twisted one out of them or something. He actually might be like the most evil out of them, so he actually might have to go.
I don't know. I feel like it's Jihad because he's a simp, but fair enough.
All right.
It said seen the new leaks back at the UMC and Bam has been crippled. Shut up, Siamese. Trevor asked the ghost season finale any possible kills Jihad, throwing everything we believe in the question, shifting the direction of the story irrevocably. Jihad looks at Gusting and says, "Not enough to reach the apex." Yep. All that intelligence ain't gonna stop this ass whooping. Yep. Nah, trust. We've seen the light. Stop. That I don't know. That was really funny. Like I can't remember the first time I saw that. I'm like, yo, this guy's so smart. They did this, and this guy just came and beat their ass and walked away and said that all those plans and schemes are for the weak because they can't face confrontation head on. I was like, oh my god.
I remember. I remember there was a point in time where I was like, I used to think Jahard could low key fight all the family heads at once.
I don't think he could do
Good
that
times.
personally.
Nah, I don't think so anymore. But good times when I did.
Somebody
That'd be
kind of
crazy
asked.
if he could.
Somebody kind of asked me that. That video will come out later this week. So
That'd be crazy if he could.
they were like basically asked me to compare Jihad's strength to FUG at first. So I just like, all right, let me just get out of the way. He will fart on FUG and won't die. Like, like I think the only one who could do something or has some type of chance is Loose Leg, and he's still dying from the fart. Then I did Urek, and then I talked about the other family heads. So yeah. Also,
Don't
I
sleep
haven't
on
really
Loose
seen
Leg,
them,
bro.
so I don't know yet. Huh?
Don't sleep on Loose Leg. You know how I feel about Loose Leg. He different.
I don't. He's still an in tower habitant though. That's the problem. Always be the problem. He's born
But
in
you
the
know what he
tower.
has? But you know what he has over every other tower inhabitant?
A friendship with V.
Well, that. Plus,
He
he
got the V
actually
force,
took
bro.
all.
We got the
But
V force.
he also climbed the tower too. So he actually took the administrator test. So that's something.
Well, for all we know, he's just the strongest in tower habitant. But that's still,
100%.
I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to think about. Again,
I
he's the
don't think
one
he's
that
getting one shot.
he's the one I gave. He's the one I gave pause to. Like, there's something he'll be able to do, even if it's just a getaway. But like, oh no, we'll have to see. Do you think Jihad is pulling up to the tournament?
Maybe.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like it really depends on if the family heads talk right now because of Traumaray or not. Honestly,
I don't think
well,
so.
Traumaray has to talk to him because he said, "I'm gonna let people know about the tournament and the princess stuff." So if we don't see like a conversation, I'm actually gonna be like annoyed. So like I feel like he should, and they just had this whole conversation before they saw Bam, and he's like, "Oh, I saw him now," so he probably wants to say something. So we might see like if not all of them, but if a few popped up for it, I think that'd be cool.
I feel it.
I would like to see Edwan.
Edwan, that'd be good. I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see the difference between him and his dad.
I would say you could start with with him because he's a data floor person we already saw. So to see him now would be cool. Like I think he makes it to see next, and maybe Ari Han or something. That'd be cool. Cause I did like that.
Or Yuri, how Yuri
comes out of
princess and stuff.
And she looks like, and Yuri's supposed to look very similar to her. I was gonna say, well, first of all, let me circle back to Yuri because I just remember that she went to see Jahar and everything. So we gotta circle back to her. But shit, what did you just say? Fuck. Yeah, I lost it. Jihad put up the tournament. Loose leg. Hadikum Jihad. I think Jihad has 5 friends. You have his back no matter what. That's why the family heads are holding each other. Oh, that reminded me. Yeah, so I really like that part where Traumaray was saying that he actually conversed he had a conversation with the other family heads about what to do about Bam. And some were like, bro, let him climb. Some were like, yo, kill him. Some were like, I don't know, do something else. And they've already had a conversation, and then he sent secret letters, and I think Emily somehow got a hold of it or something, and then Dorsey knows, so she's coming through. It could pop off. It could be very interesting, but that remains to be seen, man. The Shinchu Speed Force might be gas pack. I think Jahai could kill all the family heads with 2 hands behind his back. I don't like that though, personally. I wouldn't be shocked.
Crazy.
Like I wouldn't be shocked if Urek, Jihad, and Ryu, then obviously Fanta, because you access different story. Like those guys are just there's a family head, then there's a gap, and there's them. It wouldn't shock me. I just think that's kind of lame. Like they climb together. And from my understanding, obviously there's so much information we have to get at some point. So maybe when we get the actual, the Great Pilgrimage, we'll have more insight. But to me, it's like these guys were all comparable. And Vince didn't leave. He's probably doing something. Doing something comparable in terms of like climbing or whatever. And they had different specialties, right? Some were good at, wave controller, seeing Shinsu. Some are defenders. Some had 3 Shinsu qualities by the time they reached the hidden floor. And some were good with swordsmen, and no matter how much Shinsu density it was, they can still swing that sword as if they weren't basically in underwater, submerged underwater. Like, they had different skills and whatnot. And to me, the difference with Jihad was that him and V were like the leaders or the ones who loved adventures or whatever. And if they were going to be the people who led the tower, those two were the best choices for that. It didn't come across to me that he was just way more talented than them in all aspects of everything. But he did get the contract to become king of the tower, which could have been a separating, little extra power boost and stuff. And I'm sure as he adventured, because it seems like him and V may have been the MCs of their group, he got a bunch of stuff like armor, swords, Legolas, whatever it was called, with the
Just
3
getting the
forms.
epic armor.
Yeah, like he got
He was
all
getting
the
the
best
best loot.
equipment. Yeah, he got all the best gear. He's got god tier gear. Well, everyone's just in like some
And
high level robes. He has, it's like the equivalent of you finding the like strongest weapon in the game, but you didn't get like the Ultima weapon or something. He has all the
yeah,
Ultima weapon, Ultima armor, and shit like that. But you just have like the
Also,
naturally best thing you can find in the game.
to be
also it depends how you feel about uh Ari Han, because
yeah, that's what I was
one
gonna
of the
say.
thing was Ari Han could never beat Jihad in a fight.
He lost 10 times in a row. And
Yeah,
he bent the knee. He bent the knee. He's like, "You got it."
yeah. So
Do you have a time?
Jihad
Do you have a
is
sorry?
probably
Do you have a time frame for that? I actually forgot about that, so I'll resend my statement if you have if was that like as adults or just throughout their lives throughout the climb.
The way I always took it, I took it as low key, like honestly, be outside the tower before they went in. Honestly, but I could
Okay.
also see it while they were climbing.
Okay, I feel it.
So it's one of those. But we all agree Ari's probably the strongest out of all the family heads, right?
Okay. Link in the Discord. Link for what? What link? I don't think Jahad could beat all the family heads at the same time. We know he had 10 duels with Arihan and won all of them, but it wasn't a wash, possibly. I just don't know why the family head would side with Jihad if he was not on another level. It could be something to do with the contract with the tower. It could have something to do with an event that took place or a great secret. There's a lot of reasons that they could have to like capitulate or bend the knee to him that has nothing to do with like literal strength, like might makes right. I don't have the link for the new chapter. I don't have the links.
But I
don't
do
have
I
the
do
link.
want to say this. This is kind of like 2 points. One,
Mhm.
I think you agree with me on this side.
Mhm.
I'm in the camp that I think Jahard is around the 2 to 3 family head range, where like it depends on the family head. Like I think like if he fought like he could barely beat Edwan and Arie if they fought together, or like Edwan and Hendo because they're like a good team. But if he fought someone like Fromaray and like Hendo and Chu Perry, I think he could like beat them. I think like it just depends on the matchup. But even like let's just say if he could only fight 2 at a time, that is a different realm of power. I feel like because of like a lot of like manga, power levels get skewed so much. But fighting 2 people that are like close to you in power and beating them is an insane level of feat. Like adding one person in a fight does wonders, and I feel like that's just lost a lot of time.
I guess teamwork also matters, but that's a good
we
point.
lack we
Yeah.
lack we lack too much information on the full capabilities of power for me to kind of entertain this convo. Because I don't like, we saw what Data Jihad could do, and that was cool and all, but like, how much different is this Jihad from that one? Like, does he have some precognition ability? Can he see into the future? Like,
Maybe.
there's too many
I feel like
things.
Jahar's growth was more explosive than everybody else's. Like I just feel like he got stronger. Like it was more exponential, I should say. Like because I feel like just the higher he went, just as Nia was saying, like he just got way better shit and more and more and more and more.
Agreed.
I still think he's
Yeah.
stronger than them, and he separated himself at some point. Maybe you could argue him and V were equal. I don't know, but
I think so. I think V
uh,
might have been a little bit weaker.
yeah, possibly. Maybe he's a better person. I don't know.
Yeah.
Zar got the drip. Give me Mystery Island. Golden Needle from Mystery Island. I don't think Jihad could beat other family heads by themselves. I would think he would be more than talented enough. Wait, be more talented than them through the way he's been hyped up on the sword arc. and him beating Arian Han himself, possible. Oh, another workshop battle, like with like I guess I remember him saying he wanted to do another one. That'd be nice. It'd be cool. I really like the workshop stuff. It'd be nice to get like a ranker
That
version
would
of
be
it, I
cool
suppose.
if we got all that stuff with the McSeth and stuff. That'd be fire. Cause we need. I
Yeah.
want to learn more about the actual workshop.
Do you think Jihad might own a weapon stronger on par with Arya Han's sword, or does he beat him off hands and Shinsu mastery alone? I don't think that he's a better swordsman or fisherman, whatever. Or, well, I guess the sword and the needle's different, so maybe I think I think they're considered to be different, you know. But
Yeah, they are.
I do think that when it comes to swordsmanship, Arya has the key, but just that Jihad has so many other ways to fight. Maybe
Now
seeing
that you
because
said that, what do you think the big difference between a needle and a sword is? It's just like the needles have like
Stabbing.
special property and
no,
stuff like that.
Needles are
actually,
more about piercing and stabbing. While
no.
swords are.
I'm gonna check in a second. I could be wrong. And someone in the chat, if you guys have the answer, you can just say this, so I don't have to check because I'm lazy. But isn't the needle something that's always existed within the tower? But the sword
Yeah.
was something that Arya Han brought in as an irregular. It's not an in tower like item naturally. Like the needle
Yes.
was but then the needle's Ari Han's family specialty though. So did he bring the needle into tower? Now I gotta check. But I feel like the needle's
I
always
think he
kind of been a
learned
thing.
it. I think he just learned it because because remember he was supposed to be from Arya's because weren't they like isn't he like a branch from Arya's family outside? So he probably was like, "Oh, I'm not nice with this sword. Let me just let me just find my own school of
But they say
training in the
most people who
tower."
use swords switch to needles because the Shinsu density gets too much. So maybe for whatever
Yes.
reason the needle doesn't feel like you're trying to swing a sword through water when you're using it at higher levels of Shinsu density. That's kind of how I took it. I could be wrong though. But
Also, now he asked you, do you think like he said in general, do you think like Jahard has like an S plus tier weapon,
yeah,
like
yeah,
better than?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I think he has a weapon that's S rank or S rank plus plus. Yeah, I think he has something like that.
Golden needle
Like
from his.
like I think that's a move. I don't know. I don't know, but like I feel like the whatever sword that he had on the sword art floor, like whatever version of that is now is like way more OD. And he might
Oh,
still have that
the red
sword.
one, the
The
red
one he
one.
used in Hidden Floor. I don't know. Yeah, Legolas had like three
Wait,
forms.
that was a needle, wasn't it? Was that a
I'm
sword or
pretty.
was that a needle?
I think it was a needle. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Yeah, he might be a needle guy.
Yeah. But it's kind of like the one of those arguments where it's like, I could be the best glaive user and lose to somebody who's better with hand to hand and using their energy or something, like I don't just because I'm the best at something doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to lose in a game or something. So
Yeah,
he's not beating Yuri, Han, and Edo at the same time. All right, fair. I think
I don't think
Tramonray
anybody
is the
said he
only
was.
family he had. I kind of feel bad for. He feels like he's been betrayed by everything he loved, everyone he loved. That's kind of what I kind of got that sentiment with the way that he handles stuff. The reason why he likes to use his animal ability to subjugate creatures and trifles is because through that domination, he will never be betrayed. I guess in a sense, because that line with the Wang Wang about him bearing his fangs at him always kind of struck a chord with me. So I kind of agree with that. I hear you. It'd be cool if you go back to the floor of death and uncover more secrets there. That'd be dope. It has also been hinted about a story that we may go back. I thought all the weapons used originally by the hedge came from outside. That's what I was trying to think. To start the stories, the part like, didn't everything maybe come from them? But for some reason, I feel like the needle was the one thing that was always in the tower. But again, I could
Oh,
misremember
hooks and
that.
needles were tower specific. Needles and hooks or
Hooks,
reels.
hooks
I'm
was the
sorry.
other
Is it
thing.
hooks or
Hooks.
reels? Is it reels or hooks?
No, you're talking about the thing that Anak used to have, with the big green thing. I remember, like
Yeah,
that thing.
because
Yeah.
because that's specifically because they're specifically meant to be used in water.
Mhm.
We don't even know all the people's previous fucking weapons, if anything.
Yeah, it's
Hell,
called the Needle of War for Jihad, by the way. Needle of War. I want to know that down Phoenix
hell,
Forum. Yeah, the
maybe
Jihad was the first
Arihan
time
was a
tower.
fencer. You know what I mean? Fencing
Mhm.
swordsman. Maybe he was a fencer, and it was like needles, like the best transition weapon in tower.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, Sharon is the only person we really still used it. Hold on, let's see. Needles are the most commonly used weapon, but is it a tower inhabitant thing? One reason needles are the most basic weapon in the tower is that its piercing and thrusting attacks receive less Shinsu resistance and are technically better adapted to move with Shinsu. Weapons such as Sasor will have to break through more Shinsu in order to have a great surface area. Used by fishermen, the REA family is known to use it. Yeah, it doesn't tell me here, but But yeah, so yeah, they're easier to use because of their piercing and thrusting ability, I suppose. That is the reason. I want to know. Well, I've heard that already. So I am happy that it's back though because like, a my channel's relevant again, and two, I do hope things get better, and again I like complaining about it anyways at this point. Complaining about it is part of my. It feels like a part of my job to come on here and be like, yeah, it's not doing what I want, and then everyone's like, you don't get it because you're hypercritical, and I'm like, yeah, man, let's bring back this banter. I tired of weapons. We need more technicians. He wants more hands. Yeah, I mean, I just see more hooks. The hooks were always cool. So needles are supposed to be piercing weapons, but everyone makes slashing motions with them. That was something that I thought in my head, but I wasn't gonna make that criticism. I just didn't feel like doing it. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm pretty sure Sharon was not only just thrusting and jabbing with it, like they be swinging that shit left, right, up, down, like it's a goddamn sword. But maybe the way it's shaped, it allows the Shinsu to glide off a bit more. I don't know. So the last thing I'll say, for me, that's kind of important moving forward is, I'll say this: the Arlene stuff I hope is interesting with the Tree of Arlene or whatever that snowy place they were at, the FUG something something. I can't remember right now. I'm sorry. I will reread a little bit before I resume. So there's that.
You
But
know.
huh?
Huh?
No, I don't remember what the tree was called. I'm saying when they were going to, I don't remember what it was called. They were all in a garb. They all were kind of dressed like Arlene. I can't remember what it was called. But please stop doing Yama like this. Yama, I feel like, is losing his coolness by the chapter. He was like the Roz
Yeah,
character. Don't
they all
don't
do at some point.
don't do that to him, man. He's like the Houndborn's like saving grace. Like he is the pinnacle of his species. If I can quote a scanner, like I'm the
Hey
pinnacle
man,
of my
listen,
race.
Ivanka Hell
Oh brother,
arc on the way for him.
she's a bozo.
They all turn into bozos in the end.
I was surprised it came so soon. Now show's coming back in 2024. I didn't think it was gonna be that long. I feel like my guess was May. Is that what I said? Did I say May? I think that was my guess. If I'm wrong, I said something else in the video. My bad. I'm pretty sure I said May. I didn't expect it to be February though. But for all you translators out there, scanlators, you Korean speakers, hey man, no hood scans. I need that. I need them good scans. I need that so I can start reading. Do you think Jihad
What?
has a needle of promised
What?
victory? I don't know. What?
What? Wait, what'd you just say?
I need those good scans. I need the alpha scan type.
Oh.
Well, needles could deflect. Sharon used thrusting to damage Evankel's sword, for true. Yama versus Yas will remain as my favorite fight of season 3. I like the spectacle of
Wow.
it.
That's.
Like I liked how it looked. I think that's one of those things where I like it until they're like, I put a fear fang in you, and I'm like, oh, this is not real.
What were the fights in that season?
Like that sucked the air out of me, where I was like, oh my god, he got bodied. Oh my goodness. And it was like the fear wasn't organic. I'm like, trash.
Dang, are there even that many? It might
I
be
still think it's
Hajin
Yama
Sung
versus
the guy.
Calhello. Low key.
I was gonna say Hajin Sung versus the Lopabia dudes.
I guess from a tactics standpoint, a little bit.
I'm just trying to think of like actual fights.
They fought Delete.
Who the fuck is that?
Delete was from the Wall of Peaceful Coexistence when Iraq, Aguero, and Bam teamed up
Oh
with that
my
guy.
god.
Hold on, there was a guy that Caliban beat with one hand behind his back. There was White versus Caliban. I think that was pretty good actually. That was pretty good.
White versus Caliban might be it actually.
Yeah.
It might be White versus Caliban.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's probably the one.
Because that shit was fire.
Karaka and Bam
He said,
versus
"I don't need
Caliban.
this hand no more."
Yeah, I'll just blow it up.
That
There
was
was
still
Light Borg
crazy as
versus
hell.
Caliban, but that was just like, somehow my Shinsu qualities healed you and made you stronger. We're like, huh? That's a thing. We have
Could have been fire. Yeah.
we have flash fire in this. Like if you get hit with the wrong combination, you just like heal them, make them stronger. Like what's going on? What is this passive? I like Gamma getting folded. That's what I was the truth. Fair enough. Bam versus White was good. Stop. Stop. You know what you're doing. Stop. I'm a better person now this year. I'm not going back. Um White versus Bam, writing was good, but the fight was not good. How about it was all bad? Anyways, but yeah.
I still just. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah,
Y'all got it. Y'all
it's
got it.
it's been a year. I'm a changed man. I have time.
Y'all got
I've
it.
had time to let it go. You know, White versus
Yeah,
Caliban.
I
Holcomb did
don't
3
care.
attacks and immediately out of stamina. White. It was, the essence of he was compared to the essence of bravery. He bodied Joker. He took his fingers and blah blah blah.
White has White done the most damage to Caliban out of anybody else so far?
No, it's still Bam, I think.
Bam did
Because
more damage to Caliban than
because he well I guess technically it's Hodgin Song.
is a hole in the chest or losing an arm worse?
But he also fucked his nose up and he had to crack it back into place.
That's true. You're right. You're right.
But remember that White used the wound that Bam inflicted on him to
open
actually
it.
hurt him.
Yeah.
And then
You're
Caliban said, "Fuck it, I'll blow
You're
it
right.
up."
You're right.
You
You're
didn't
right.
even like I lost
You're
the arm,
right.
like I'll get rid of it
You're right.
and make an essence of bravery arm. So yeah.
Wait, I do have a quick question then. White, like when like his stamina was like basically White versus Bam, which is like the strongest White we've seen. If he fought Caliban, who you got?
Who right now?
Yeah, like basically then both at their strongest that we've seen.
Bam versus White? Or sorry, White versus
No,
Caliban
no.
or Bam versus Caliban?
White versus Caliban.
I think Caliban will beat him.
Okay.
And I think I said this before, and I'll say this again. I believe that Bam could beat all those characters, honestly.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
I think SIU, when he gave him Leviathan and the White power up, retroactively powered up a lot of the kind of people and peers around Bam to almost try to like feign that the power levels didn't really change. Why? Well, Caliban probably got stronger with whatever the fuck Libork did to him, so now he's more powerful than he's ever been, so he's stronger too. Then we got Rack, we got Aguero, that's whatever. And then I'm forgetting. Who am I forgetting? Forgetting somebody. Fuck. Oh, we didn't like now.
Yama?
Obviously, with Yamo, like this was always a thing, but we didn't know until the flashback that Arcanak went from Nenea into Yama. So you could say retroactively, he's now even more powerful than we thought because he got a goddamn ancient in him. You know how that's going to shape out. So I felt like he did that to kind of keep certain people around Bam to be like, oh, you're still stronger. You see, even though he got power up, they did too. And I'm like, that's not moving me. So. The Chaos Emerald was different, bro. Caliban out. The Chaos Emerald, the Master Emerald was going crazy. I want to know what they're doing. I want to know what they are doing with Caliban's character. I hope they have something interesting. I hope they have an interesting role for him because I do think that I like Caliban. You guys know that. I like him.
I want him to team up. I want him to go to Adori. That's what I would really like.
Be like, yo, Hitman.
Because Adori seems to have like a soft spot for him. Like Bork isn't her like left or right hand man anymore. She got a spot open.
Yeah.
Let him run, and he can't go back to the army really like that. So
just let him be by his side. Besides Tramore, I agree with that. Honestly, I have more hope for Vincente than White. White was becoming a boring character for me. Why do you have faith in Vincente? What have you seen?
I think Infinite's just baiting. I think he's just baiting at this point.
Oh, Bam is stronger than the family head. I will. The only reason I won't do that because Bam himself was like, "Oh nah, if I show any hostility, I'm dead. I'm gonna chill out." Remember Leviathan's like, "Kill him, kill him, kill him." He's like, "Shut up, shut up."
Yeah, that was funny.
Shut up, my nigga. Shut up, shut up.
I lucky forgot about Leviathan.
I remember when I was talking about the power ups. I forgot he got like a million power ups in like 3 chapters.
Y'all did a good job because I don't care about power ups.
I will always give credit though. The stuff with the captain was super dope.
He's honestly
Yeah.
He honestly was the most interesting thing in
Yeah.
Magni's
season
older
3
Because
for me
even his
brother.
conversation with
for a
Machete,
while.
Machete and him in a convo too. The captain, the boss, whatever you guys call him. He's intriguing. Thank you for the follow, Blue Voice. I appreciate it.
Also, for me, in a series like Tower of God, where you have these all powerful beings and something like that, somebody unknown and is not really talked about as a main player, like whoever the captain may be, is really cool because it's just like you said, like we always point that to. He running around and he's like, wait, how this random foot soldier keeping up with me? That's one of the best written things that he did in like 2-3 years. Cause it's just like, look at this complete unknown character that's like causing havoc. See, I like stuff like that in a series like this. Because if we're gonna have these characters that are not gonna be as strong as these other ones, at least let them move the needle in some type of way. What they're scheming and how they're just disrupting plans and being complete X factors and outliers.
But also,
So if we
it
have
shows
interesting
respect
villains like that, well, yeah,
to characters of that rank and ilk and that prestige and their families and whatnot, where it's like, you could say a part of it's a little bit of egoism, but it's like, hold on. Now, I know I'm not running full speed, but that is a random foot soldier. How are they keeping up with me? Yo, who the fuck are you? Like, to me, if you got to this level, you'd have to have this level of discernment in some capacity, right? Unless you were carried, I suppose. So I just thought
yeah,
that was, like, again, like you said, remember we talked about all those things. Even like Hodges Sung being like, yo, they're obviously they switched from defense to attack to defense. They're probably trying to lure us somewhere. And their whole plan being, as long as Bam is within the sensory range or whatever of Trauma Ray, he'll cobalt him, teleport him over there. Shout out to Cobalt, the best frog of all time, right? So I'm like, I don't think people understand how far those little things go. And if they're consistent throughout your story, it's great. I even like the fact that they just saw Hodgin Sung and said that's the like whatever of the massacre of the Ha family, the branch family, the Ha family. Like, recognizing him and recognizing the thing that he's known for from a lore standpoint. He was doing so good with so many of those things. Now, even like the horny bird, the owl came out with the whole
yeah.
darkness thing to take away your senses and whatnot. He was honestly
Ugh.
cooking for a bit, in my opinion.
No, 100%. That's what I'm saying. That is that type of stuff where it's like, okay, that's why I said it did get better in a
Mm.
lot of ways.
I just
But
think
it's just
the
that
last like little like couple stuff with like the Lil Bam stuff was kind of mid. We kind of went on
yeah,
hiatus with a
yeah.
whimper, but up until that point, I thought our trajectory was going up like this. I really do.
Well, yeah, I would say season 3 after the dog art was a lot of like up and down for months. We got some up, we got some down, and it just kind of teetered. It went back and forth a lot.
Mm.
Because I would
Uh,
say that obviously, like I said, I hate the dog art, so that's kind of like a 4 or 5. And then, but everything else that happened after that was more like a 7, I guess.
Mm.
Even though ratings don't really matter for this because ain't nothing done. But that's kind of
Vicente is smart. White is just pure evil. I don't think there was any more character development for his character. I absolutely disagree with that. There's a lot more his character can do, in my opinion. But fair enough. Vicente's garbage. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about White right now. I feel that. Speaking of SC cooking, we getting those rereads back. Yeah, I'll still do them.
White
It might
actually
be.
had a lot of. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I might not do them as often as I was planning to do because the main reason I was doing them was because the Tower God wasn't back. So, but I'll keep if y'all watch him, I'll do them. But I'm going up until the first chapter I ever live reacted to, which I think is like the hidden something somewhere in the hidden floor, and I'm not doing it anymore. So at that point, I would have reacted to literally every single chapter of Tower God at some point. So, but yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Miles.
I was gonna say, I would have to think about this, but I feel like arguably White has the most interesting relationships with characters in the series, like different relationships. He has this thing with Bam, even
Mhm.
like his like kind of business
The
like
inferiority
relationship with
complex.
Kun,
Yeah,
the inferiority complex with his
his dad,
family, his dad, uh
the
the
princess
potential
that sealed
relationship
him.
that kind of there with the princess that sealed him, his thing with Hots,
Yep.
uh and even his entire relationship with FUG itself. There was always something with this guy with another character. All of his interactions with any character were interesting to see because they were all different,
Yeah.
and they had like some level of actual like intrigue and like potential growth throughout the story.
Mm. Yeah. Do you think Rachel is still relevant in the story? Of course. Rachel is like the most important character in the story. Can she compare to the threat of a family head in terms of fear, not in terms of power? Well, I'll say this. I personally do not feel any tension with Trauma Ray being there holding his knees, talking about breed and don't do nothing. Right? So the family head here is I get your question because she's not powerful. But Rachel has always been able to apply pressure on all the characters that we care about in a multitude of ways without being powerful. Just by scheming, just by being a conniving bitch.
Well,
And
here's the problem with go ahead, finish your point.
no, you go ahead.
No, I'll say, well, here's the thing with Trauma Ray not causing any real pressure. Again, it's silly for us to say, but that's an SIU problem. Because if Trauma Ray actually like eliminated like 5 people standing there, like I don't even care if it's just random characters that were there. But if characters actually did stuff like that, it make you feel like, oh, at least maybe there's a possibility, but we don't actually believe that when we're reading the story. He's threatening to blow up and do this and that. We don't actually believe him. Like to me, at least in my opinion. So
Yeah.
we're reading it, we're just like Trauma Ray's like, we know he can body everybody here, but we know because of the circumstance, because Bam's here and stuff like that, he's not gonna do none of that.
I have a question for you both in that regard. Like when we deal with situations like these, I feel like in stories where like it seems like a group is like at the mercy of another. Like in this case, who do you think would have been like a good, in a sense, sacrificial pawn to like, for like if like Trauma was like showed Trauma, like if someone stepped out of line, Trauma like would just instantly kill you, and we would
So
definitely like feel like some level of tension.
Hodgin Song.
If you would have wanted him to kill him at that point. Okay, I'm actually not mad at that.
You just did all of that, and he fucking died the way that he did. That'd have been incredible story, an incredible storytelling moment. It's one of the, I think it's one of the best things about. I'm not that high on Marineford as other people, but that's one of the best parts because like the very thing you came here to do, you failed. That hurts.
That would have been kind of fire.
That hurts.
That'd
You have to overcome that. And again, what is he doing? He's coming in the room all shy. Oh, hello, princess. Oh, Trauma Ray. You can't marry him because you got it. Like what? Like what is he talking about? Like what is he doing? Like,
Also, it would have been fire twofold because Bam would have been upset and there's nothing he could have did about it.
Yeah. Or like he could try
And
to attack and he'd be like, no.
And I would just be curious to see like a convo with Trauma Ray and actually how you're after that. Honestly. And see if she would get pissed because Yuri just got, her thing with Yuri and she was pissed about that. So if
I think
Jin
Ha-Yuren's
was
team
her
Bam,
grandson.
personally speaking. I think
Yes,
wherever
I
she's
agree.
at, she'll support Bam.
I agree.
No chance. To me,
he's got the Ha family backing, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
That could have been because you and me were both on the one thing for the longest of like because he fought white, Ha-Jin Sung died because of that difference in time. But yeah, if that was rectified with him dying of Trauma Ray, that could have also just been.
That would have been super good. I didn't even think about that. That would have been a great making up for that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, to get rid of some characters, I don't know. I mean, you could have did this for another character in that same mode. Could have been like, what's her face? I already forget her name. Girl with the time powers.
Arya?
Yeah. Okay, I thought so. I was about to call her Arya, yeah, somebody like that. Because like, obviously, he's not gonna get rid of none of the important people in Bam's place. So it's just like somebody even like that would have at least did something. Especially if he could have made it look
of
so
Rachel, she just slightly annoying. She's still in the point with Teodito. Again, it's if there's one thing I get the Rachel hatred. What does Sun Woo call it? Art anti-Rachel task force. No problem with that. I understand. I was real life mad at Rachel for years after she pushed Bam in the first season. I couldn't believe that shit. I literally went through the conversation that Masheni and Ha-Jin Sung had. The rage just dissipated over time. Like I'm indifferent. Am I rooting for Rachel? No. But I still think that I've made this case. You can watch my video. I think it's still a good video, relevant still, that she is his best written character. I think she's one of them, but I do think she's one of the best written characters. And I don't like when Tower God fans act like Tower God would be at the level of prestige and respect that it has without Rachel being in the narrative. That pushes an iconic moment. And then she still one-ups a lot of people we like and care about despite being stronger than them. Aguero knew after one point that she got thing killed and she still got out of that situation and fucked up Nan's legs. During the dollar show, Aguero stunted on her. And what happened? She still kind of got the last laugh with the little boiling liquid coming through, and Yuri came and she saved him, right? Then think about well, I guess this is before that, but the Hell Train stuff with the ticket, she pushed Bam off again, like she gets the
That
W at the
was
end, and then
crazy.
after becoming Icarus, because she was a big breeder or whatever, she got through the game by being like an actual NPC in the game, if you will, or a character controlled character, blew up Aguero's heart. Like she's never been stronger than them. She's always used other means
Right,
and
but
devious machinations to get what she wants. And even after Bam and Iraq confronted her, her and Yura got away. Like Rachel gets the W. Rachel could still continue to
that's a
do that
great thing.
shit. Like I actually find it more interesting because Rachel is not powerful. She's weak as fuck.
I
And
could beat her.
still she keeps getting away with it.
Yeah, that's her. That's her. I don't think people. I don't know why they don't, because I feel like it's super obvious. But it's like that's her greatest attribute to the story. Like
She's
her thing
cunning.
is, you're in this super magical fantasy world where we're talking about family heads and high rankers and ranker, and you have this girl who we know is cowardly, weak, terrible, ugly, and she still gets in the way of everything and make things happen. And that makes you hate her even more. You're supposed to hate her. That means that's a well done job. That's why I don't even care about people going against the contrarian, like, oh, we like Rachel because all y'all hate her. It's like, no, you're supposed to hate her. She's
Mhm.
doing her job well. Because we already have a bunch of characters where you're just like, oh, they're a villain, but they're cool. She's not that. She's not supposed to be cool. She's supposed to be a loser. She's supposed to be hated. But that's what makes her good.
And this story does not become as popular as it is without people's hatred towards Rachel. That's a huge component of why Tower Gods Tower Gods. One of the first videos I ever made. As someone who
Yeah,
doesn't like
100%.
Rachel, like I just
Question.
You can never replace the betrayal feeling of Bam whole entire reason of entering this story in this tower, chasing this woman the whole entire way, and then you end season 1 by her betraying him. That was masterclass. That's why I think season 1 is still like, for me, probably still my
amazing,
favorite season
incredible. I still think
from
season
top to
2 has
bottom.
the strongest stretch and whatnot, so I probably go season
Yeah, it
2.
does.
Yeah, I did.
It does.
I agree.
But season 1's beginning is incredible. I don't care what anyone tells me. I think the first season is
no.
fantastic.
Random thought. Now you brought up the big breeder from Icarus. Does he have a breeding kink? I'm like low key got kind of serious.
He's like, I can't wait any longer. Breed her tonight. I said, what is good with this guy?
Because once
What
it's a
is-
coincidence, but then when I think about trauma and then the entire like a whole name called Big Breeder, I don't know.
maybe it doesn't properly the big words are probably translate. I don't know. Maybe in Korea it's like big. I don't know something, but we just use breeder. I don't know. Well, that's funny. I always wonder why SCU started the series. I always wonder why SCU started the series where he started it. What do you mean by that? Like in terms of like the very first floor of Bam coming in? Do you mean like the opening chapter with like Rachel running into the tower? What do you mean exactly by the way it started? The best Rachel moment is when Rachel came out of the hidden floor back in her body instead of being the avatar. That made me happy. I laughed. We all laughed. Remember, we all laughed too. She's like, she's still ugly. We all laughed. We all laughed. I remember that. She came out of the box like, damn it. Like, yeah, you ugly, canonically.
I just
That was
think it's
funny.
funny that like that's such a thing. Like it's like no one ever really talks too much about like other people's looks, but it's like, yeah, this girl, ugly, hit, disgusting.
Like, season 1 Bam even says that. Well, that she's not good looking.
Yeah, she's like she takes care of me. She's not pretty, but she's cool.
Why at the beginning of the tower door? I think it's because Bam was a regular and they get let in that way, So I guess you have to start there. Maybe if you were following another character, you start off wherever they were, their family, whatever floor they are, in middle area, if you will, and then they become chosen to become a regular. But I think the way it started was fine because we are in the same position that Bam is in. We have no idea what's going on. We're like, where are we? What are you saying? I don't speak Maxethian or Mexes, depending on which one you use. Like I don't speak that. And then I do think it's I've always said the beginning is very like this is a dense series in general, but you do get a lot thrown at you really quickly. But it's one of those things that isn't bothering me because I'm like, you are in Ban's position. You don't know anything too, so we kind of learn along with him, and I thought that was fine. I didn't mind that, and I thought it was well paced for a while at the beginning with everything too, with like the Shinsu training and learning about Bang and Mion and So, even though that doesn't really matter anymore. We got tension out, but yeah. The Korean name is something something, which literally translates to big breeder. Oh, well, I was wrong. There you go. I don't speak Korean. All right, just VB Lang, man. Papa. Said long. I got two languages in me, like 2.5,
Told you,
0.5
he's a breeder,
Spanish,
man.
0.5 Spanish. Spanish and Italian are two languages that they're not too hard for me to follow. Often than not, more often than not, because they have so much similarity and overlap with French and English. But all right, yeah, big breeder. Maybe that's a game term or something I don't know about because I know that in Korea they be gaming like crazy over there. Because I like I'm a save part of this, but Sachi Faker I thought always was just named after the gamer, like Faker. I think he plays League of Legends for TSM Solo, TSM Team Solo Mid, yeah, TSM. So you want to learn to read Korean? Good for you. You should. I'm not gonna, but you should do that. I will lie to you if I could. I'm too lazy to learn languages that aren't like that don't use like letters like the group like come from like Latin roots. So I have no problem like learning Italian or like Spanish, which I'm actually kind of gonna do. But like if it's like learn Mandarin, like I gotta start from the beginning. Nah, bro. I ain't going back. I ain't going back. You said T1 or is that the team that he was on? I don't know. But Faker, he played League of Legends, I think. So, but yeah, man. Oh, bro, it's so crazy that we just got this announcement like that. Like he like low apparently like maybe like a couple hours before we dropped the chapter, there was some social media post. I think I have it in the video, but this almost felt like a shadow drop. But I realized that he would have dropped one episode, and then did he put 5 behind Fast Pass? Is that what happened? So I think 6 chapters came out, so he dropped like the official one that anyone could read, and then the other 5 are locked behind Fast Pass. Because doesn't Fast Pass only go up to the next 3 chapters, or does something change? Because you know me, huh?
I think it depends on the
The creator.
yeah, because I think I've seen some where it's like 5, but I think 3 is standard though.
Okay.
Because I can't remember which series had 5. I think it was Goshu for a while had 5.
That might make sense because I think Gosu was dropping 2 chapters every time it like the whatever date came around they dropped 2 because I think they were behind. I can't remember though. But hold on. I finally remembered where I read the Tower God was called Attraction. I think I remember wait, hold on. I finally remembered where I read where the tower was called Attraction, the thing I mentioned the last time you streamed. Oh, it was in Tales User Story. Okay, that seems familiar. I don't know if that Kinesity can't carried over, but I have no problem with the tower having a name though. That's fine. That's cool. It's a 5 fast pass. Okay, 5. He did the same thing with the last hiatus. It's different for Korean and English. Ah, okay. I've never paid for fast pass really like that, so it's just me again. I put the straw hat on. I get on my pirate ship. I sail the high seas. You heard me. But I think for me, I've only seen up to 3. But oh my god, that's crazy. I feel like we're gonna end up being so far behind. They should have stopped doing this. But since I've been streaming or since yesterday, has there been any announcement on the English stuff or no? I'm guessing no because I'm sure someone would have said something. Paying money to read. I'll get my straw hat. I feel it. I'll get my eye patch, my peg leg, my what's that sword called? Saber. A saber. I think it's what's called saber. I'll get that and then my flintlock. Gotta have the flintlock on me, bro. You know I keep the machine on me. So, yo, dog, you know I have the machine. Yo, chill. Nice that. I'm not even a guy. But anyways, You guys have any final comments or things to say about Le Tower of God coming back?
Uh,
I
Good
want to see
luck to
Loose
you,
Leg.
sir.
no.
I want to see Loose Leg.
You got this.
I want to see
You'll be
Loose
the
Leg.
best Tower God channel. Good luck to you.
I hope I can be. I try. I try to be one of the best at least. The only thing I think I do for sure is I'm the most versatile because I do everything from like live reaction discussions, group discussions, very topical videos for the chapters, character analysis, scene analysis, and then like I'll just take questions or I'll just ask the community questions and read their comments. I'll ask for hot takes. Like I just feel like I'm the most well rounded in terms of everything. But yeah. They said, "Nah, yeah, Al Ashi is moving me tremendously. Let's go." Listen, man. Yeah, for everyone who wanted me to read that one, y'all did good. Again, I still had fun with Blue Lock in my own way, but Al Ashi is the one. Let me get my plank real quick. I don't pay for nothing unless it's food. I respect that. That's a bar. That's a bar. I only pay for food. That's raw. I respect that. Um, I have no problem. The difference with me is like generally speaking, like as long as I like believe in the if I believe in the product, I'll buy it. A lot of things with me is in a weird way is I'll own it. I guess you could say, the right way and the wrong way. Like Legend of Hay. I have Legend of Hay, on my computer, but also Simi got me the Blu-ray, so I have that. Like you look around my room, I have books, I have movies, DVDs, everything. Like I support the shit that I want, like, and I have a bunch of games, but because sometimes Simi gets mad because I'll like buy an indie game. He's like, "Oh, Game Pass," and I'm like, "Bro, I have no problem supporting this company or these 4 people who made this game. I want them to have the money. It's fine. Now, if it's given to Nintendo, no, I don't want to give them my money. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But as soon as I can read the Tower of God chapters with like at least alpha scan levels of quality where I believe the translations are good and solid. I'll get on it right away. Definitely. You're gonna want to be on the Patreon if you want that early access because I will not drop them on the channel until officially it drops online. Webtoons. That's what I was doing before, and you get up to 6 discussions and 6 live reactions in advance before the chapter comes out, and I usually tend to do a weekly topical video about something in the chapter. Not always, but sometimes you have all early access to it. So check the Patreon out if you want to support. And Vince is gonna send you guys off with some final words.
All right. So basically, what I'm here to tell y'all is, um, y'all ain't shit. Goodbye. Boo.
Miles,
What?
you got any words for the last people? For the last people, you got any words for the people?
No.
Find some.
Uh, uh,
Search deep inside your soul.
it's hmm.
I mean, I'll be with Kubera and Tioji, so we're gonna
Don't feel that just because Tower of God has done you well so far, that you're owed all your time and attention to it. Search for other stories that you may enjoy and love that are potentially already done and consistent. Go out and explore.
yeah. He said, "Yo, good morning, G. I'm about to end the stream, but I always feel bad when someone comes in right when I'm about to end the stream. But shout out to you. But yeah, I'm about to raid Simi. Y'all watch my man's play some video game. All right, show him some love. Tell him New York. Tell him New York is a nice, fine city, and with a really good mayor.